Okay, so the drama was immense. Um, we're at the 10th plague. Let the bodies hit the floor because it's about to get serious. All right, let's jump right in.
Beginning of months for you. It is to be the first month of the year to you. Speak to all the congregation of Israel, saying, on the 10th of this month they are each one to take a lamb for themselves, according to their fathers' households, a lamb for each household. Now if the household is too small for a lamb, then he and his neighbor nearest to his house are to take one, according to the number of persons in them. According to what each man should eat, you are to divide the lamb. Your lamb shall be an unblemished male, a year old. You may take it from the sheep or from the goats. You shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month. Then the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel is to kill it at twilight. Moreover, they shall take some of the blood and put it on the 2 doorposts and on the lintel of the houses in which they eat it. They shall eat the flesh that same night, roasted with fire, and they shall eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. Do not eat any of it raw or boiled at all with water, but rather roasted with fire, both its head and its legs, along with its entrails. And you shall not leave any of it over until morning, but whatever is left of it until morning,
Barbecue?
you shall burn with fire. Now you shall eat it in this manner, with
No
your
leftovers,
loins
I get
girded,
it.
your
I don't like
sandals on your
leftovers
feet,
either.
and your staff in your hand, and you shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. For I will go through the land of Egypt on that night, and will strike down all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. And against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgments. I am the Lord. The blood shall be a sign for you on the houses where you live. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and no plague will befall you to destroy you when I strike the land of Egypt. Now this day will be a memorial to you, and you shall celebrate it as a feast to the Lord. Throughout your generations, you are to celebrate it as a permanent ordinance. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread, but on the first day you shall remove leaven from your houses. For whoever eats anything leavened from the first day until the 7th day, that person shall be cut off from Israel. On the first day you shall have a holy assembly, and another holy assembly on the 7th day. No work at all shall be done on them, except what must be eaten by every person. That alone may be prepared by you. You shall also observe the feast of unleavened bread, for on this very day I brought your hosts out of the land of Egypt. Therefore you shall observe this day throughout your generations as a permanent ordinance.
You go, why is he doing this right now?
In the first month,
well, remember,
on the 14th day of the month at
Egyptian
evening,
rule, Egyptian
you shall
government,
eat unleavened
Egyptian
bread
laws,
until the
Egyptian
21st day of the month
infrastructure.
at evening.
They were under
7 days there shall be no leaven found in your
under
houses.
established
For whoever
government.
eats what is leavened, that person shall
And
be
now
cut
they're about
off
to
from
be
the
out on their
congregation
own.
of Israel, whether he is an
Just
alien or a
let
native
1,000,000
of the
people
land.
go out on their own.
You shall
No
not eat
instruction,
anything
no
leavened.
guidance.
In all your dwellings
no
you
rules,
shall eat
no law.
unleavened bread.
Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said to them,
Go and take for yourselves lambs according to your families, and slay the Passover lamb. You shall take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood which is in the basin, and apply some of the blood that is in the basin to the lintel and the 2 doorposts. And none of you shall go outside the door of
the
his
top
house
of the
until
door,
morning.
the sides of the doorpost, sides
For
of
the Lord will pass through to smite the Egyptians, and when he sees the blood on the lintel and on the 2 doorposts, the Lord will pass over the door and will not allow the destroyer to come into your houses to smite you. And you shall observe this event as an ordinance for you and your children forever. When you enter the land which the Lord will give you, as he has promised, you shall observe this rite. And when your children say to you, What does this rite mean to you? You shall
Tell them what
say,
it is.
It is a Passover sacrifice to the Lord, who passed over the houses of the sons of Israel in Egypt when he smote the Egyptians, but spared our homes.
and the people bowed low and worshipped. Then the sons of Israel went and did so. Just as the Lord had commanded Moses and Aaron, so they did. Now it came about at midnight that the Lord struck all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh who sat on his throne to the firstborn of the captive who was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of cattle.
Female.
Pharaoh arose in the
behind the
night,
millstone.
he and all his servants and
Female
all the
slave.
Egyptians, And there was a
Everybody,
great cry in Egypt,
firstborn.
for there was no home
High
where
and
there
low.
was not someone dead.
Wasn't a home. Think about it. There wasn't a home where there wasn't someone
And he called for
dead.
Moses and Aaron at night and said,
Rise up, get out from among my people, both you and the sons of Israel, and go, worship the Lord, as you have said. Take both your flocks and your herds, as you have said, and go, and bless me also.
He said,
The
once again,
Egyptians
pray for me.
urged the people to send them out of the land in haste. For they said,
We will all be dead.
So the people took their dough before it was leavened, with their kneading bowls bound up in the clothes on their shoulders. Now the sons of Israel had done according to the word of Moses, for they had requested from the Egyptians articles of silver and articles of gold and clothing. And the Lord had given the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they let them have their request. Thus they plundered the Egyptians. Now the sons of Israel journeyed from Ramesses to Succoth, about 600,000 men on foot, aside from children. A mixed multitude
600,000
also went
men,
up with them,
aside
along
from,
with
of
flocks
course,
and herds,
women and children.
a very large number of livestock. They baked the dough which they had brought out of Egypt into cakes of unleavened
So,
bread,
million
for it had not become leavened,
odd
since they
people.
were driven out of Egypt and could not delay, nor had they prepared any provisions for themselves. Now, the
Non-bread,
time that the
that's
sons
how it
of
looks.
Israel
I
lived
mean, it's
in
not
Egypt
Indian,
was
but
430
unleavened
years.
bread.
And at the end of 430 years, to the very day, all the hosts of the Lord went out from the land of Egypt. It is a night to be observed for the Lord for having brought them out from the land of Egypt. This night is for the Lord, to be observed by all the sons of Israel throughout their generations. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron,
He's telling them, y'all remember this. Remember what I did.
This is the
for you.
ordinance of the
Celebrate it.
Passover.
You're free.
No foreigner is to eat of it, but every man's slave purchased with money, after you have circumcised him, then he may eat of it. A sojourner or a hired servant shall not eat of it. It is to be eaten in a single house. You are not to bring forth any of the flesh outside of the house, nor are you to break any bone of it. All the congregation of Israel are to celebrate this. But if a stranger sojourns with you and celebrates the Passover to the Lord, let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near to celebrate it. And he shall be like a native of the land. But no uncircumcised person may eat of it. The same law shall apply to the native as to the stranger who sojourns among you.
Then all the sons of Israel did so. They did just as the Lord had commanded Moses and Aaron. And on that same day, the Lord brought the sons of Israel out of the land of Egypt by their hosts.
I'm liking this music. Now today we're doing chapter 12 through 15. So
Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying,
Sanctify to me every firstborn, the first offspring of every womb among the sons of Israel, both of man and beast. It belongs to me.
Moses said to the people,
Remember this day in which you went out from Egypt, from the house of slavery. For by a powerful hand the Lord brought you out from this place, and nothing leavened shall be eaten. On this day in the month of Abib, you are about to go forth. It shall be, when the Lord brings you to the land of the Canaanite, the Hittite, the Amorite, the Hivite, and the Jebusite, which he swore to your fathers to give you, a land flowing with milk and honey, that you shall observe this rite in this month. For 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread, and on the 7th day there shall be a feast to the Lord. Unleavened bread shall be eaten throughout the 7 days, and nothing leavened shall be seen among you. nor shall any leaven be seen among you in all your borders. You shall tell your son on that day, saying, It is because of what the Lord did for me when I came out of Egypt. And it shall serve as a sign to you on your hand, and as a reminder on your forehead, that the law of the Lord may be in your mouth. For with a powerful hand the Lord brought you out of Egypt. Therefore you shall keep this ordinance at its appointed time from year to year. Now when the Lord brings you to the land of the Canaanite,
now God has
as
given
he
them
swore to you
culture
and to your
and
fathers, and gives it to you, you shall devote to the Lord the
habits
first
and-
offspring of every womb, and the first offspring of every beast that you
Beautiful
own.
what he's doing.
The males belong to the Lord, but every first offspring of a donkey you shall redeem with a lamb. But if you do not redeem it, then you shall break its neck. And every firstborn of man among your sons you shall redeem. And it shall be when your son asks you in time to come, saying,
Redeem.
What is this? Then you shall say to him, With a powerful hand the Lord brought us out of Egypt, from the house of slavery. It came about when Pharaoh
Which
was
means for
stubborn
every
about letting us
firstborn
go,
child, they would
that the
give a
Lord killed
donated
every
goat or
firstborn in the
something
land of Egypt,
to the
both
church.
the firstborn of man and the firstborn of beast. Therefore I sacrifice to the
There was
Lord
always,
the males, the first offspring
God
of
had
every
always
womb,
created a
but every
culture
firstborn of my
that's
sons I redeem.
brought
So
glory
it
to
shall serve as a
himself.
sign on your hand, and as phylacteries on your
Focused
forehead.
his
For
people
with a
toward
powerful
him,
hand the Lord brought us out of
serving
Egypt.
him, giving to him.
Now,
Honoring him.
when Pharaoh had let the people go,
And this
God
was
did not lead
best
them by the way of
for
the
the
land
people.
of the
When the
Philistines,
people focused on
even though
God,
it was near.
Their
For
cities
God
were
said,
holy
The
places.
people might
they
change
were
their
safe
minds when they see
places.
war and return to Egypt.
Families were
Hence,
safe.
God
Children
led the people
were safe.
around by the
Women
way
were
of the
safe.
wilderness to the Red Sea.
But
And
when
the sons of Israel
the
went up
focus
in
of
martial array
humans
from the land of Egypt.
turned from God and turned
Moses
to our
took
own
the bones of Joseph
selfish
with him,
desires.
for he had made the
Nobody's
sons
safe.
of
Children
Israel
aren't safe. Women
solemnly
aren't safe.
swear,
People aren't safe.
saying,
It's horrible.
God will surely take care of you, and you shall carry my bones from here with you.
Then they set out from Succoth and camped in Etham on the edge of the wilderness. The Lord was going before them in a pillar of cloud by day to lead them on the way, and in a pillar of fire by night to give them light, that they might travel by day and by night. He did not take away the pillar of cloud by day, nor the pillar of fire by night, from before the people.
Pillar of cloud by day.
Now the Lord spoke to Moses,
Nice little
saying,
shade and
Tell the sons of
Pillar
Israel
of
to turn
fire
back and camp before
by night,
Pi-hahiroth,
which
between
I
Migdol
believe
and
in
the
my
sea.
study time at
You shall camp in front of
it was
Baal-zephon,
shown that it was like an
opposite it by the
illumination,
sea.
probably like an illumination of
For
the sky.
Pharaoh will say of the sons of
Yeah,
Israel,
maybe like an
They are
aurora
wandering
borealis
aimlessly
type
in the land. The wilderness
deal.
has shut them in. Thus I will harden Pharaoh's heart, and he will chase after them. And I will be honored through Pharaoh and all his army, and the Egyptians will know that I am the Lord.
And they did so. When the king of Egypt was told that the people had fled, Pharaoh and his servants had a change of heart toward the people, and they said,
What is this we have done,
Here
that
he
we
is
have
with
let
that
Israel go
nonsense
from
again.
serving us?
So he made his chariot ready
Here he
and
is
took
with
his
that
people with
nonsense
him.
again.
And he took 600 select chariots, and all the other chariots of Egypt, with officers over all of them. The Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and he chased after the sons of Israel as the sons of Israel were going out boldly. Then the Egyptians chased after them with all the horses and chariots of Pharaoh, his horsemen and his army, and they overtook them camping by the sea, beside Pi-hahiroth, in
Chariots
front
were
of
considered
Baal-zephon. As
high-tech
Pharaoh drew
warfare
near,
back then.
the sons of Israel
super
looked,
high-tech.
and behold, the Egyptians were marching after them, and they became very frightened. So the sons of Israel cried out to the Lord. Then they said to Moses,
Is it because there were no graves in Egypt that you have taken us away to die in the wilderness? Why have you dealt with us in this way, bringing us out of Egypt? Is this not the word that we spoke to you in Egypt, saying, Leave us alone that we may serve the Egyptians? For it would have been better for us to serve the Egyptians than to die in the wilderness.
But Moses said to the people,
Do not fear. Stand by and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will accomplish for you today. For the Egyptians whom you have seen today, you will never see them again forever. The Lord will fight for you while you keep silent.
It's like
Then
don't
the
worry
Lord
about
said
it.
to Moses,
They tripping
Why
now.
are you
Couldn't never
crying
see
out
these
to
people
me?
again.
Tell the sons of Israel to go forward. As for you, lift up your staff, and stretch out your hand over the sea and divide it. And the sons of Israel shall go through the midst of the sea on dry land. As for me, behold, I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians, so that they will go in after them. And I will be honored through Pharaoh and all his army, through his chariots and his horsemen. Then the Egyptians will know that I am the Lord, when I am honored through Pharaoh, through his chariots and his horsemen.
AKA mess around and find out is what he's saying. Pharaoh, I knew he wasn't going to do right.
The angel of God, who had been going before the camp of
just helped
Israel,
him make that horrible
moved
decision.
and went behind them. And the pillar of cloud moved from
already an
before
evil
them
dude, so I just went
and
ahead and
stood
hardened his
behind
heart.
them.
You want to be evil,
So it
go ahead and
came
be evil.
between the camp of Egypt
Bible says
and
you
the camp
choose
of
evil long
Israel.
enough, he'll just,
And there was the
your
cloud
conscience
along
is
with the
seared over with a
darkness,
hot iron, basically.
yet it gave
You
light
don't-
at night.
You don't even get
Thus
convicted
the
anymore.
one
Like, you
did
have
not
no
come
conscience,
near the
basically.
other all night. Then Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord swept the sea back by a strong east wind all night, and turned the sea into dry land, so the waters were divided. The sons of Israel went through the midst of the sea on the dry land, and the waters were like a wall to them on their right hand and on their left. Then the Egyptians took up the pursuit.
Beautiful animation.
And all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen went in after them into the midst of the sea. At the morning watch, the Lord looked down on the army of the Egyptians through the pillar of fire and cloud, and brought the army of the Egyptians into confusion. He caused their chariot wheels to swerve, and he made them drive with difficulty. So the Egyptians said,
"Let us flee from Israel, for the Lord is fighting for them against the Egyptians."
Then the Lord said to Moses,
Stretch out your hand over the sea, so that the waters may come back over the Egyptians, over their chariots and their horsemen.
So Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to its normal state at daybreak, while the Egyptians were fleeing right into it. Then the Lord overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea. The waters returned and covered the chariots and the horsemen, even Pharaoh's entire army that had gone into the sea after them. Not even one of them remained. But the sons of Israel walked on dry land through the midst of the sea, and the waters were like a wall to them on their right hand and on their left. Thus the Lord saved Israel that day from the hand of the Egyptians. And Israel saw the Egyptians dead on the seashore. When Israel saw the great power which the Lord had used against the Egyptians, the people feared the Lord, and they believed in the Lord and in his servant Moses.
So now they're getting some get right. Even God's people getting some get right now. They're like, Moses, you might have been a little too harsh. Now we retreat. Alright, today we end on chapter 15, so we're going to end on 15, not 16. Congrats on making it into Exodus again. Day 20.
Then Moses and the sons of Israel sang this song to the Lord, and said,
I will sing to the Lord, for he is highly exalted. The horse and its rider he has hurled into the sea. The Lord is my strength and song, and he has become my salvation.
So
This
is
is my God, and I will praise him. My father's God, and I will extol him.
Should have had him sing it.
The Lord is a warrior. The Lord is his
I
name.
don't know.
Pharaoh's chariots and his army
Y'all gonna say,
he
I
has
gotta get on
cast
the
into
worship
the
leaders
sea,
to come and sing.
and the choicest of his officers are drowned in the Red Sea.
Chapter 15, not
The
Exodus,
deeps cover
Exodus
them.
15.
They went down into the depths like a stone.
Day
Your
20,
right
chapter
hand,
15.
O Lord, is
All of
majestic
this
in
is a
power.
song.
Your right hand,
They
O
got the
Lord,
music going,
shatters
I like
the
it.
enemy. And in the greatness of your excellence, you overthrow those who rise up against you. You send forth your burning anger, and it consumes them as chaff. At the blast of your nostrils, the waters were piled up. The flowing waters stood up like a heap. The deeps were congealed in the heart of the sea. The enemy said, I will pursue, I will overtake, I will divide the spoil. My desire shall be gratified against them. I will draw out my sword, my hand will destroy them. You blew with your wind, the sea covered them. They sank like lead in the mighty waters. Who is like you among the gods, O Lord? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in praises, working wonders? You stretched out your right hand, the earth swallowed them. In your loving kindness, you have led the people whom you have redeemed. In your strength, you have guided them to your holy habitation. The peoples have heard, they tremble. Anguish has gripped the inhabitants of Philistia. Then the chiefs of Edom were dismayed. The leaders of Moab, trembling grips them. All the inhabitants of Canaan have melted away. Terror and dread fall upon them. By the greatness of your arm, they are motionless
What
as
happened to
stone.
Egypt, and everybody's like,
Until
yeah,
your people pass
we're not going to
over.
mess with the Hebrews.
O Lord, until the people pass over whom you have purchased. You will bring them and plant them in the mountain of your inheritance, the place, O Lord, which you have made for your dwelling, the sanctuary, O Lord, which your hands have established. The Lord shall reign forever and ever. For the horses of Pharaoh with his chariots and his horsemen went into the sea, and the Lord brought back the waters of the sea on them. But the sons of Israel walked on dry land through the midst of the sea.
Miriam the prophetess, Aaron's sister, took the timbrel in her hand, and all the women went out after her with timbrels and with dancing. Miriam answered them,
Sing to the Lord, for he is highly exalted. The horse and his rider he has hurled into the sea.
Then Moses
Like he
led
wasn't playing
Israel
with those
from the Red
Egyptians.
Sea, and they went out into the wilderness of Shur. And they went 3 days in the wilderness and found no water. When they came to Marah, they could not drink the waters of
Means
Marah,
bitter.
for they were bitter. Therefore it was named Marah. So the people grumbled at
This
Moses,
just means
saying,
bitter.
What shall we drink?
Then he cried out to the Lord, and the Lord showed him a tree, and he threw it into the waters, and the waters became sweet. There he made for them a statute and regulation,
Think about
and there he tested them.
Jacob.
And he said,
If you will give earnest heed to the
with
voice of the Lord your
reeds in
God,
the water,
and
as
do what
sheep
is right
drank,
in
and they
his
became
sight,
speckled
and give
spotted.
ear to his commandments,
And he ended
and
up
keep
getting
all his
all of the
statutes, I will put
cattle
none of the
of Laban.
diseases on you which I have put on the Egyptians. For I, the Lord, am your healer.
Then they
So you don't
came
have to
to
worry about me
Elim,
cursing
where
you.
there were 12 springs
I'm
of
your
water
healer.
and 70 date palms, and they camped there beside the waters. Then they set out from Elim.
Man, and they camped there beside the water. All right, that's the end of 15, y'all. This is the end of day 20. Wow. This is great. For one, I'm loving these animations. I'm loving everything about them. I'm loving the music. They got the music, it's hype. It's good stuff, man. All right. I hope you're enjoying Rooted. Make sure you post in the Rooted group in the app and post on social media that you're doing Rooted. Encourage your brothers and sisters to jump in. It's still early on, still January. So encourage them. All right. Bless you. I'll see you tomorrow.